To Brother Librarian Busara, 23rd 11th. My dear new friend and esteemed colleague, I hope this correspondence finds you well, and that your Dact, which seemed an intelligent little fellow, found his way home promptly. All told, it took me 9 days at sea to return to my laboratory with good weather and the wind in our favor. If our calculations are correct, I think you should receive this in the middle of the last week of 11th. Let me know. I hope he will find his way back again with your reply. I was delighted while battling the vigors of sea travel to find your letter in the top of my chest. It was a great pleasure to meet you also, and to visit the great library, of course. I have been aware of its size and magnificence all my life, but to actually see. It was overwhelming to see so many books in one place. You are indeed the custodian of a great treasure. You graciously asked that I give you accounts of my travels and thoughts of my observations in the wider world. It would be my great pleasure to do so. I must confess that my visit reminded me of how much I miss both traveling and having a broader field of study. Finding the Gain archive was, of course, the greatest discovery of my academic career, and I feel very lucky to have acquired such an important tool in my research. But I cannot help but observe that it has guided my study in a direction which I might not necessarily have chosen otherwise. Were I to have access to your wonderful resources, I'm not sure I could have picked a single field, and would forever have floated around like a scholarly butterfly, sapping the nectar of 1,000 ink and parchment flowers. You say that, as a lifelong monk of the Order of the Page, you have never traveled beyond the great library, and have seen nothing of the world. It seems criminal to me that a person who has devoted so much of his life guarding the knowledge of our world has never seen the very thing he lives to protect. Consider me your eyes. I have no doubt that in your work as an illuminator you have read many fascinating books. In your studies you have perhaps handled the true treasures of the library, books from before the cataclysm we enigmatically refer to as the event. But where you crave knowledge of the world as it is today, I will aid you. I am, in many ways, the opposite of yourself. As a younger man, I was an artifactor, searching the ruins of our beautiful continent for clues about the past. I knew little of science or history, philosophy or engineering. I was an adventurer, a buccaneer, and even an occasional thief. How I came into this line of work is an interesting tale, but not one I will tell you now. Suffice it to say that when I started out in my career, I was interested only in money. The lure of treasure, not knowledge, is what drew me. But this will be the subject of my next letter. I look forward to your reply, and indeed, any questions you wish to ask. Your friend and fellow seeker of truths, Professor Alephangis Plage, Onyx Research Library, The Wash.